Well, hello and welcome once again to the Waters and Stanton video channel. My name's Peter Waters and my call sign is Golf 3 Oscar Juliet Victor. A curious title, I suppose. Are you a caterpillar or a butterfly, or perhaps the other way around? Are you a butterfly or a caterpillar operator? What exactly does that mean? Well, let's take a look and see which category you fall in and whether you can identify with it. So first of all, we'll look at the butterfly operator. Now the butterfly operator will switch his radio on and choose a band and flip across the band and see what he can find, and then he'll go to another band and see what he can find, and he'll flip from band to band to see what he can find and what activity is on. Let's take a look at a typical butterfly operator. Well, perhaps should flick on to 20 metre band. Have a look. There's nothing much going on there. Let's try 10 metres. I'm told 10 metres open sometimes. So we switch on to 10 metres. 10 metres? No, it's as usual, it's absolutely dead. I'm going to miss out 12 metres because there's never anything on there, so I'm told. So I'll go on to 15 metres. What about 15 metres? No, that's not open either. 17 metres, well, I've never operated on that band anyway. I've tried 20 metres, let's go to 40 metres. 40 metres. Oh, there's a little noise on there, but nothing much at all. Nope. 80 metres, well, it's a bit early in the day, but I'll try 80 metres. A lot of noise, a very weak QSO there. No. And, 160 metres, is it worth trying? Yes, I'll try 160 metres. So you go on to 160 metres and, oh gosh, all I can hear is noise. Well, there's not much there at all. Oh, well, perhaps I'll switch off and have a listen, perhaps in a couple of hours, see if things improve. Now, do you identify with that form of operation? What has been achieved? You've just flicked through the bands and found that for whatever reason, there's nothing much on there, but you've given each band about 10 or 15 seconds chance. So I suppose what you could do is you could use one of these clusters, these DX clusters. In actual fact, the RSGB run one. I didn't realise they ran one, but I'll put a link below this video with RSGB cluster, and you can go on there, and I can do it on my iPad. Go on there, and I select the band and I can see what's happening. That's great. I haven't got to waste time flicking from band to band. I can go on there, see which band is best for me because there's a PY on 20 metres or there's a VK on 15 metres. It all looks pretty good. So that's what I'll do. That suits my type of operation. Well, there are two problems here. The first problem is that what you're looking at is what has happened rather than what is happening. Now the chances are that if you go onto the cluster and you see a station that was operating a minute or so ago, that station will still be there. So there's a chance of working it. But there's another problem. The next problem is that you're not alone looking at that DX cluster. Lots and lots of people are looking at that DX cluster. So all you're going to do is to join a queue possibly of QRM if it's a rare station, and if you're running your 100 watts into an end-fed wire or a bit of wire or a low dipole, you're going to be near the back of the queue. And if you're a butterfly operator, you're not going to stay in that queue very long. You're going to get fed up and fly somewhere else. And another thing you need to be aware of course, is that a lot of these QSOs are actually FT8, so there's no good listening on the SSB end if these QSOs are FT8. But you get the picture, don't you? You flitter from this to that. You don't give any time to any particular band. You probably end up not working much at all, and if you use the clusters, great as they are, you may well have to join the queue. For a low power medium power station with a medium sort of antenna, typical back garden antenna. Whilst the clusters are useful, if it's rare DX, probably you're not going to be very happy if you're a butterfly operator, because you're going to lose patience. You can think, what's the point? I'll go somewhere else. And of course somewhere else may be empty, as we found just now. Now, the caterpillar operator is a lot more crafty. He moves a lot slower. In fact, he tends to specialise on a particular band. And the advantage of this is that he sometimes picks up a rare fish that he wouldn't have otherwise picked up. Now, I'll give you a couple of examples. Quite a few years ago now, I was on 10 metres and I had my Elecraft K3 then on a spectrum display, and I was doing some work and I saw this very faint trace, and it disappeared and it came back. It was very faint. I could just about detect there was something there. So I left the transceiver there, and within about 20 minutes this signal started to become audible, and it was a VK, Australia, and it came up to about S4, S5, and I gave him a call and I worked him. He was there for about another 10 minutes before he completely disappeared. Now, if I was a butterfly operator, I would have lost patience. I would have gone somewhere else. But as I was operating as a caterpillar, I had the patience. I waited. Another example, I was on the 15-metre band, and I was testing out an indoor loop, an MFJ indoor loop. And I knew that 15 metres had been active and there was one or two signals on, but nothing much at all. And I listened, I tuned backwards and forwards. I must have spent about 10 or 15 minutes on the band, and all of a sudden another Australian came up, testing, tuning up, called CQ, and I went straight back to him and he came back to me. And the reason he came back to me was there was no queue, because I was the first one to hear him, I think. So the advantage of a caterpillar operator is that he lurks around on a particular band. It's rather like fishing on the side of a river bank, and you're just waiting for that bite. You could put a net in and try and catch everything and perhaps not get a lot. But if you were sitting on that bank waiting for the bite, you might be lucky. And the same with the sort of specialising in a band. Now, you don't have to specialise in that band forevermore, but give it half an hour, give it 15 minutes. The other advantage is that you start to learn something about that band. You start to learn when it's open, when it's closed. You get a feel for the band. It's one of these things that you just get a feel that the band may be opening. You don't get that experience if you're a butterfly operator, but a caterpillar operator, he may well be the first one to catch that rare fish. Then, of course, it appears on the DX cluster. Then there's a queue. And Mr. Butterfly flies in there with his 100 watts to a dipole on 20 metres, about 15 foot above the ground, gives a couple of calls, gets absolutely fed up and flitters off somewhere else. Whilst you, the caterpillar, can smugly sit back and think, yes, I worked him because I had the patience to wait and pounce. So maybe you can identify, are you a butterfly or are you a caterpillar? And can you identify the advantages of one against the other? It's interesting, isn't it? So if you're a butterfly, perhaps it might pay you to become a caterpillar. And I suppose if you're a caterpillar, if you follow nature, you might want to become a butterfly. The choice is yours. There we are. So, thanks for watching this short video. You take care. Enjoy ham radio, whether you're a butterfly or a caterpillar. It doesn't really matter. Just enjoy it. Take care, and I look forward to seeing you in the next video. Bye for now.